Welcome to the Get Fit Guy's quick and dirty tips to get moving and shape up. My name is Brock Armstrong, and I'm the Get Fit Guy. Think back on all the fitness doodads and gizmos that have come and gone in the last 20, 30, or 40 years. Due to the fitness craze that mostly began in the 1980s, you can likely think of a lot. But while the Thigh Master and the Shake Weight have come and gone, one fitness fad has stuck around: the exercise ball, also known as a gym ball, Swiss ball, physio ball, or stability ball. But I'll use exercise ball and stability ball interchangeably here. Why the staying power? Well, because unlike other fads, the exercise ball actually makes sense. This big rubber inflatable sphere is truly a versatile piece of workout equipment, and not just for serious bodybuilding or high athletic achieving individuals either. This ball is great for all levels of fitness. It can function as both a form of resistance in your workout, or it can work as a bench or platform for exercising on. And sport docs and physiotherapists have been using these types of balls for years to help improve their patients' core strength and overall functionality. And more recently, many gyms and studios have incorporated them as well. And to be honest, along with a pull-up bar, I think everyone should have one of these in their homes. So let's talk about what an exercise ball is good for. And the first thing is weight training. A properly inflated ball is an inexpensive and useful alternative to a weight bench. Plus, when you lie down or use a ball while you're lifting weights, you actually activate some muscles, aside from the ones that you're truly focusing on, that are working to keep you stabilized and safely on top of the ball. And the next thing you can use an exercise ball for is core training. Using a ball in our core training can help in two ways. Doing core training on top of a ball can help you increase the range of motion that you're moving through, and using the ball as a resistance tool or weight also allows you to get more out of your core exercises. And you can also use an exercise ball as a fancy chair. Now, most of us sit on a chair for many hours a day, which can lead to rounding the back, dropping the shoulders, and just generally a slouchy posture. But if you sit on a ball, you will naturally and almost automatically engage your core muscles, which allows you to maintain a nice upright posture while also giving you a passive workout of sorts. And here's a quick tip. For a more on-purpose workout, try lifting one foot off the ground while you're balancing on the ball. Also, replacing your office chair with a ball can be a great antidote to the misguided ergonomics of our modern workstation. And think of it this way: instead of encouraging our bodies to stay in the same position for hours and hours on end, sitting on a stability ball actually encourages your body to switch positions, wiggle around, and, best of all, stand up and move around more often. And another thing you can use a ball for is stretching. A ball can also be a great tool for stretching and elongating tight muscles in your body. In fact, if you're doing yoga or Pilates, you may have already incorporated a ball into your practice to add new and challenging elements to your workout. So why not add it at home or in your office as well? Okay, let's talk about what size of ball you need. Now, let's get this out of the way. When it comes to balls, size matters. Okay, did we get that out of our system? Okay, good. Now, seriously, if you are tall and you use a ball that's too small, you may be too much for the ball. And if you're shorter and you use a too large ball, then, well, your feet may not touch the ground while you're lying or sitting on the ball, and neither of these situations is ideal. Now, a good way to choose the right size of ball is based on your height. And this is a good place to start. A 45 centimeter exercise ball is generally good for people who are under 5 feet tall. A 55 centimeter exercise ball is good for people between 5'1" and 5'8". Then a 65 centimeter exercise ball is good for people between 5'9" and 6'2". And a 75 centimeter exercise ball is for people who are over 6'3". Now also, keep in mind that the smaller the ball, the bigger the challenge. So you can scale up or down depending on your fitness level and also how you plan to use the ball in your fitness program. For example, A smaller stability ball makes core exercises more challenging, while a bigger one can be more stable if you intend to use it as a workout bench. And we'll get into this in more detail in just a little bit, but essentially, it comes down to this. When you perform movements on an unstable surface, you must engage more muscles, which makes the exercise harder. For example, in a study that compared stability ball crunches to a traditional crunch, doing crunches on a stability ball involves more of your core muscles than doing them on a flat surface. Now let's look at what a stability ball is made of. Now, the vast majority of exercise balls are made of what is referred to as anti-burst PVC plastic. Now, this type of plastic has been designed for a combination of pliability and safety under normal sitting and workout conditions. The PVC, or polyvinyl chloride, helps make the ball expandable, resilient, and bouncy enough to perform the way it should. But if you like, you can also seek out manufacturers who are committed to designing and developing products made with more eco-friendly materials as well. Now let's look at some important features that you should look for in a ball. Now, I'd encourage you to look at the weight limit before you buy a stability ball. For most stability balls, the limit is 250 pounds or 113 kilograms, although models capable of supporting much heavier weights are not uncommon these days, so look for those. Also, look for a ball that is burst resistant or anti-burst. Now, this means if the ball is accidentally punctured, it won't just burst and disappear terrifyingly from underneath you. Instead, the air will slowly leak out, so you're less likely to hurt yourself. Now, effectively using an exercise ball for workout activities requires careful selection of the proper exercise ball. Now, because personal consultations about balls are not always possible, physiotherapists, exercise trainers, and ball manufacturers have come up with several guidelines to use when selecting the proper exercise ball size. Now, when you're sitting on the exercise ball, your feet should be flat on the floor with an even weight distribution. Your knees should be level to or slightly lower than your pelvis, creating at least an angle of 90 degrees at the hips and knees. Your pelvis, your shoulders, and your ears should be directly stacked one above the other. And your body should not be leaning in any direction as a counterbalance. And here's a quick tip. Bouncing up and down lightly on the ball usually produces this alignment and is pretty fun to do too. And it's important to note that height alone is not the only factor in determining ball size. Because the exercise balls are flexible and offer resistance, body weight is also a factor. If your body weight to height is larger than average, when you sit on an exercise ball, you will compress it down more. And if this is the case, try using the next larger exercise ball so you can come closer to maintaining that 90-degree rule that I mentioned earlier. Now, another factor to keep in mind is that because they are inflatable, ball sizes have some adjustability to them. If the angles of your hips and your knees are nowhere near 90 degrees, you can release or add some air to compensate. And finally, exercise balls do lose pressure during regular use. They also stretch a bit over time. So as your ball ages, it will require more inflation. But beware, adding too much air to the ball will increase the difficulty of balancing and stabilizing. So be ready with the pump, but also be ready with that air release nozzle. Remember, releasing air from the exercise ball will make it more stable due to the larger amount of contact area to the floor and to your body. Now, this means that stabilizing and balancing exercises will become easier. Now, you may be wondering, are stability balls kind of dangerous, Brock? Well, in the 20-ish years that I've been using exercise balls, I have only ever seen one of them pop, and it was both alarming and pretty funny. But like with any piece of exercise equipment, safety first, kids. Now, a punctured, torn, or damaged ball should be replaced. Because the ball is designed to be safely used only as designed, the manufacturers do not recommend attempting to repair a damaged ball. Also, beware that sitting on a ball and lifting weights will not increase your core stability or cause your core to work harder. Sitting on the ball is more likely to increase spinal compression, especially if you're sitting on a slightly extended or flexed spine. Lie down on it with your feet flat on the floor, or lie on your stomach to lift weights instead. Now, it wouldn't be a Get Fit Guy episode if I didn't give you some sort of exercises to do with the stability ball. So now that you know everything you need to know about stability balls, here is a great workout that you can try on your ball. And I'll put a video on the page at getfitguy.quickanddirtytips.com that shows you exactly how to do these exercises. And the exercises are jackknives, dead bugs, pikes, torso rotations, leg raises, and push-ups. And I promise, if you string those all together, you will get one heck of a stability ball exercise workout. Now, do you have a favorite stability ball workout or maybe a funny story about a ball gone awry? Well, feel free to share it with me on social media. I'm GetFitGuy on Facebook and on Twitter, and I'm BrockArm on Instagram. So send me a note or a video or whatever you feel like there, or you can also email me at getfitguy@quickanddirtytips.com. That's getfitguy@quickanddirtytips.com. All right. My name is Brock Armstrong. I'm the Get Fit Guy, asking you, what are you waiting for? Get on that stability ball.